Hey Amazon, doing a review today of this Lifetime Horizon 100 stand-up paddleboard. As you might be able to see, we have several paddleboards, so we've got some experience using some different kinds. This Horizon board is made of high-density polyethylene. It's basically plastic, the same thing that kayaks are made out of, and I do have a couple of those. So this is an interesting one. It's compared to, we've got a board over here that's a hard kind of a fiberglass style board. Then this one's a soft top board with a skin on the bottom. Also over here, we've got a couple of inflatable stand-up paddle boards. So we're going to be reviewing this one and have a pretty good experience comparing it to some others. So let me tell you about it. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the board, and I want to go kind of from back to front here. You'll see that there is a drain plug here so that if you have any water that gets in, you can take that and drain it. So far, in my using it several times, we haven't had any water get inside the board, but if any does, which eventually will happen, easy enough to drain with the drain plug. There is also a really cool retractable fin. That's a great design. It's super easy and handy. You don't have to keep track of where is the fin like you do with a lot of other boards. And it stores flat because it does fold up. So you don't have to keep track of screws or fin. It works great and is super convenient. Love absolutely this retractable fin. And it's one of really several great thoughtful design features. Okay, you can see that the deck pad here covers quite a large surface area of the top of the board, which is really good. So it's nice and grippy. It has a very cool look. It kind of looks like granite or rock or something like that, and really goes with the overall good looks of the board. I love the teal color. The board's really handsome, and so I do like the comfort and grip of the deck pad. It works well. Okay, next you've got the carrying handle built into the middle of the board, and it's well made. It's very deep, and there's a good amount of lip for this black rim that you can grab onto to hold. So it's a well-designed handle, works well, which is very important because the board is kind of heavy, so you really need a good place to grip, and fortunately it gives you one. Okay, and here we have the lettering on the board, do not remove. And where you see that, this is the leash attachment point. The leash, incidentally, is not included. This is the first time I've gotten a paddleboard that did not include the leash, so that's kind of unusual. They're not super expensive, but do keep in mind if you want a leash, you'll need to buy your own. But the leash attachment point is there for you, ready to go. Okay, next you've got bungee cord straps on the front of the deck, and I really like these. It's well designed. First of all, it's a pretty big area, so you can use that to hold down life jacket or whatever else it is you want to carry with you. And one thing that's really neat about these bungee straps is you do have in the middle two attachments points, the straps are removable, so you can loosen them depending on the size of whatever the load is that you might want to carry. So that's another cool design I like. And here on the far front of the board, you do have a handle, which is really handy. So maybe if you're using two people, one can carry from the back, one in the front. Again, this is especially helpful because this board is pretty heavy. Okay, and here just in front of the bungee cords, you've got an action camera mount, which is really cool. I love that this is built in because it is kind of fun if you have and use an action cam to put it on your paddleboard. So I'm going to show you some footage here of using the board directly from the view of the action cam mount. Okay, so now that I've shown you about the board, let me give you my opinion of it. I'm going to say the big plus, the best feature of this paddleboard is durability. It is built like a tank. It is as tough as a kayak would be. You can use this, abuse this, drag it around. It doesn't matter what you do to it. You are not going to hurt it. So if you want something durable that can be beat around, this board is for you. In addition to the durability, I appreciate a number of the thoughtful design features. The mount for the action cam is really cool. The retractable fin that you can just raise and lower, really cool. It's got nice bungee straps that are also removable in the middle, so you can easily adjust the load that you're carrying with it. And then you've got really good handle design both in the middle on the front handle too. So a lot of good features and well thought out design elements to this stand-up paddleboard. Another plus is the cost of the board. In this scheme of stand-up paddleboards, it's on the lower end cost, especially if you kind of look around and you're patient and careful. You can find this thing at a really good price, somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe in the $300 to $400 range, which is really affordable. So it's also a cost-effective option. Another plus for the board is, given the size of it, because it is quite wide and especially because it's heavy, it's very agile. I found it to be a lot of fun. My kids really liked using it. My wife, even though it is big and heavy, it doesn't really feel like you're driving a tank. It's a lot of fun to paddle. It turns pretty easily, tracks well, and it moves quickly enough. It's pretty nimble, so it actually performs much better than I really expected it to. As far as the negatives, the only one you've really got, and I've mentioned it a few times, is the weight. This board is flat out heavy. It's about twice as heavy as my other hard boards, so you definitely are going to pay for the durability in the way of weight. So for that reason, I would recommend this board for certain users, maybe not for others. If you're somebody that's going to have to transport your board a lot, put it on top of a car, that kind of thing, this board's going to be a bit of a hassle because of the weight, especially if you're going to be moving it solo. You know, if you've got two people that are always going to be going out and they don't mind working together, so be it. But this board is heavy. It is not the easiest to carry around. If you have to carry your board a long way from your car to the water, that kind of thing. This board would be ideal for, in my opinion, someone that maybe if you got a lake house and you want a couple of boards that can get beat up, going to last you forever, season after season, and you can just kind of keep them where they're going to be used. These things are a lot of fun. They're really a blast. So overall, well designed and good performing board that's very affordable at a good cost. Just heavy. Keep it in mind. If you got any questions, post them, and I hope the video has been helpful. Thanks for watching.